Man, when you think of 2000s action anime, you think of a lot of things. Maybe Full Metal Alchemist comes to mind, Inuyasha, Samurai Champloo, Code Geass, Gintama, FLCL, Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, Fairy Tail, etc. and etc. And without a doubt, all of those are great action anime. But for some reason, I've noticed that a lot of people don't think of Scride. And I think that's a tragedy. Because if there's one thing Scribe does right, almost better than certain other animes in the early 2000s, and that is hands down action. Scribe is one of those animes that look like a loud fist fight, but the more you dig, the more you realize it's a whole philosophy lecture in disguise. It's set in a post-apocalyptic wasteland called the Lost Ground, where freak geological events split Kanagawa off from the rest of Japan. And in doing so, you get a world full of outcasts, mercenaries, and 1% of the population with crazy reality warping powers called alters. And just because you hear the word wasteland doesn't mean it's a lawless place, because the government shows up and forms a squad called Holy. And when Holy is established, they tell everyone freedom is practically cancelled. And if that wasn't enough, at the center of all these events that are happening are two men who cannot stop punching each other. You have Kazuma, the scrappy renegade who just wants to live free, and Ryuho, the buttoned-up officer who believes that the only path to freedom is through controlled justice. And throughout their show, their feuding is raw, it's real, it's brutal, and somehow philosophical, with the themes of freedom versus order and individuality versus oppression. And even when they're forced to team up against a bigger threat, they end things the way they started, with one last fist fight. And is that not action as all get out? But here's the thing, Scribe isn't just a one-season anime. It's spun off into mangas, novels, movies, and merch. It left a very specific mark on people that watch TV at 12:30 a.m. when they should have been in bed. Instead, they chose to watch Toonami. Unfortunately though, I am not one of those people. I watched Scribe on my phone when I should have been in bed and I had school the next day. So this is a video on Scribe, from its creation at Sunrise to the short-lived manga from Adult Swim airing. I want to go through it all, because by the end of this deep dive video, I want you to know why I think Scribe is still worth talking about. And maybe you will too by the end of this. So, hey, I'm Remy, and I just want to know if anyone's checked on Scribe, and if not, let's.